Let's talk about one of the biggest questions every seller in Huntsville asks. How do I price my home right? Because here's the truth. Most sellers either start too high and chase the market or start too low and leave money on the table. Neither one gets you the result you want. The goal isn't just to sell, it's to sell smart. And that starts with understanding how pricing actually works in today's Huntsville market. I'm Steve Stinson, a real estate agent here in Huntsville, Alabama for over 20 years. I've helped over 500 local homeowners sell smart, move fast, and get top dollar without the stress. What most people don't realize is that pricing isn't about guessing, it's about positioning. You're not just setting a number, you're choosing how your home shows up in the market, who sees it, and how buyers respond. So today, I'm breaking down the truth about pricing your home in Huntsville. What really drives offers, what slows them down, and how to find that perfect sweet spot price that gets your home sold fast and profitably. Here's what most sellers get wrong. They price based on what they want, not what buyers are doing. Buyers don't care what you need to net. They don't care what you paid or how much money you've invested in your home. They care how your home stacks up against everything else they're seeing in the market this week. If there are 10 similar homes for sale in your neighborhood and yours is the highest priced, guess what happens? Buyers use your home to make the others look like better deals. But when you hit that sweet spot that just under the next price bracket, you suddenly become the home that draws the crowd. That's where urgency lives. That's where multiple offers start. Here's what that looks like in Huntsville. If comparable homes are listed around $425,000 and selling near $420,000, you don't want to come in at $450,000 just to see what happens. You'll sit for weeks or months. Instead, price it strategically in the range that attracts the right buyers, maybe $429,000 or $419,000, depending on your home's condition and features, because buyers shop in brackets, $400K to $425K, $425K to $450K. And a smart price gets you in front of the most eyeballs. Remember, the longer you sit, the more negotiating power shifts to the buyer. The faster you attract offers, the stronger your position becomes. Here's the bottom line. Pricing isn't just a number. It's your first marketing move. It tells buyers whether you're serious, and the market responds accordingly. When I price a home here in Huntsville, I don't pull a number out of thin air. I analyze local sales, current competition, and what's trending in buyer behavior right now. Then I help my clients land on a price that drives activity, not hesitation. Because once your home hits the market, you want momentum. Showings, interest, offers, that's what creates leverage. So, if you're planning to sell soon and want to make sure your pricing strategy is spot on, let's talk. We'll look at the data together and figure out exactly where your home should be positioned to sell quickly and for top dollar. Or if you just like an updated home value estimate customized for your Huntsville neighborhood, I can send that over too. You can click the link in the description below to schedule your strategy call. If you're planning to sell your home in Huntsville and you want it to move fast without leaving money on the table, this one's for you. There's a simple 3-step plan that gets results in any market. It's not a gimmick, it's not luck, it's a proven strategy that's helped hundreds of local families sell quickly and with confidence. And today I'm walking you through the 3-step plan to sell fast right here in Huntsville. Let's start with step 1, price it right from day one. Sounds simple, but this is where most sellers miss. They either overprice based on what they hope to get or underprice out of fear. Both mistakes cost you time and money. The reality is your first 10 days on the market are crucial. That's when your listing gets the most eyeballs, the most clicks, and the most showings. If you miss that window, you lose momentum, and that's tough to get back. The key is to price strategically, not emotionally. That means looking at active competition, pending sales, and your micro neighborhood trends. For example, what's moving in South Huntsville might not match what's happening in Madison or Owens Crossroads. You need hyperlocal data to hit that pricing bullseye. Here's what I tell my clients: price it to attract, not to chase. You want buyers fighting for your home, not negotiating you down after weeks on the market. Step 2, make your home impossible to scroll past. Buyers today are shopping with their thumbs. If your photos don't stop them mid-scroll, they'll never see how great your home really is. Presentation isn't just about cleaning up, it's about creating an emotional connection. That starts with curb appeal. When a buyer pulls up, they're already deciding how your home feels. Trim the shrubs, add fresh mulch, repaint the front door if it's faded. Those first 10 seconds matter. Inside, less is more. Declutter, depersonalize, and stage for space and not for comfort. You want buyers to imagine their furniture, their life. Professional photography and video are non-negotiable. Homes with high-quality visuals sell faster and for more money, period. And in a digital-first market like Huntsville, with so many buyers relocating from out of state, that visual presentation is your first showing. I invest in full marketing packages for every listing. HDR photos, 3D walkthrough videos, aerial drone shots, and targeted social ad campaigns. Because every extra eyeball means more leverage for you. The thing is, you don't have to spend thousands staging your home like a model. You just need to highlight what already makes it stand out and fix what distracts buyers from seeing its value. Step 3, market smarter, not louder. Most agents throw a listing on the MLS and hope for the best. That's not marketing, that's waiting. To sell fast in Huntsville, you need a real strategy that targets the right buyers. That means professional exposure across Zillow, Realtor.com, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and direct outreach to active agents who have buyers right now. The secret, consistency and communication. Listings that stay visible and refreshed every few days stay top of mind. I personally monitor engagement, feedback, and showing traffic daily. When we see patterns, we adjust, no fast. That's how you stay ahead of the market, not behind it. And when offers come in, the follow-up matters as much as the marketing. It's about negotiating from strength, not desperation. A well-priced, well-presented home marketed correctly almost always draws multiple buyers. And that's where timing and skill make all the difference. So to recap, step 1, price it right from day 1. Step 2, make your presentation pop. Step 3, and market strategically and follow up fast. Do these 3 things and your home will sell faster and with stronger offers, even in a shifting market. If you're thinking about selling your home in Huntsville, let's talk strategy. Schedule a quick strategy call with the link in the description when we'll walk through your numbers, your neighborhood, and what this plan would look like for you. Ever wonder what really happens when you price your home too high here in Huntsville? A lot of sellers think we can always come down later, but in today's market, that strategy usually costs you in time, money, and negotiating power. So today, let's talk about what actually happens when you price too high and what to do instead. Here's what we're covering: why your best buyers never even see the home, how an overpriced listing goes stale faster than you think, and why you usually end up selling for less than if you'd started at the right number from day 1. Let's start with the first one. You lose your best buyers immediately. When a home hits the market in Huntsville, the first 10 to 14 days are critical. That's when you get the most attention, the most showings, and the most serious buyers. If your home's priced too high, those buyers never even walk through the door. They're shopping by budget, and your listing doesn't make the cut. Say the fair market value for your home is about $425,000, but you list at $450,000 just to leave room to negotiate. The reality is you've priced yourself out of every buyer searching under $450,000. And in most neighborhoods around Huntsville and Madison, that's a huge share of the market. Online, that's even worse. On Zillow, Realtor.com, and Redfin, buyers filter by price ranges. If your number doesn't match their bracket, they'll never even see it. You're invisible to your ideal audience before your sign even goes in the yard. Now, here's the second problem. Your listing starts to look stale. In a balanced market, a home in Huntsville should attract steady traffic in the first few weeks. When it doesn't, buyers notice. They start asking their agents, well, what's wrong with it? Maybe nothing's wrong except the price. But perception becomes reality fast. You drop the price once, then again. Every reduction sends a signal that you're either getting desperate or that the home has hidden issues. Meanwhile, your listing history is public. Every buyer can see those price cuts. That hurts your leverage when the right buyer finally shows up. I've seen sellers chase the market down, dropping $10,000 here and $15,000 there, only to end up below the original number they could have sold for if they'd priced correctly from day 1. And that brings us to the third and biggest consequence: you'll likely net less at closing. Let's say two similar homes hit the market. One is priced right at $425 and sells in 20 days. The other starts at $450, sits for 2 months, drops twice, and finally sells for $415. Same neighborhood, same condition. But the overpriced one ends up with less money and more stress. That's not bad luck. That's buyer psychology and market math. Buyers don't reward a home for sitting. They pay top dollar for homes that feel competitive, the ones other buyers also want. And this isn't just theory. Right now in the Huntsville area, the average sale to list ratio is about 98%. That means most homes already sell a bit under asking. When you start high, that gap widens even more. Instead of selling quickly and strong, you end up negotiating from the back foot. So what's the better play? Price smart, right at or just slightly below market value to create competition. In today's market, that's how you get multiple offers and sometimes push the price up, not down. It's counterintuitive, but it works. When I sit down with sellers here in Madison County, we don't guess. We look at recent comps, study buyer demand, and find the number that positions your home as the best value on the block. That's how we keep control, not by starting too high, but by pricing right from the start. So if you're planning to sell in Huntsville, Alabama, don't fall into the "we can always lower it later" trap. That strategy worked 10 years ago, not today. The market moves too fast and buyers have too much data. If you want to get it right, let's talk through your pricing strategy before you list. I'll show you exactly where your home stands in the current market and how to position it to sell faster, for more, and with less stress. I'm Steve Stinson, your local listing expert here in Huntsville. Schedule a strategy call today and drop your questions in the comments. You listed your home in Huntsville, did everything your last agent suggested, and it still didn't sell. That's frustrating. Maybe you got a few showings, maybe you even had an offer that fell through. But now you're sitting there wondering, what went wrong? Here's the truth. When a home doesn't sell the first time, it's almost never about bad luck or a bad market. It's about one or two key factors that didn't line up, and the good news, they're fixable. If your home didn't sell the first time, I want to walk you through the 3 main reasons that happens and how to fix them before you relist, because getting it right the second time around can make all the difference. Let's start with the big one, pricing. Most homes that don't sell the first time were priced based on hope, not strategy. The market moves fast and buyer expectations change month to month. If your price wasn't aligned with what buyers were seeing nearby, you might have priced yourself right out of your own market. The second reason, presentation. In Huntsville, buyers scroll listings fast. They make snap decisions from photos. If your home's online presence didn't stand out, cluttered rooms, dark photos like those Twilight photos is the main picture, no curb appeal, you lost them before they even scheduled a showing. And third, marketing momentum. A listing can go stale quickly. If it wasn't marketed aggressively right out of the gate, social media exposure, digital reach, premium online listing, it probably didn't get the traction it deserved. The key is to relaunch with intention. When I take on a home that didn't sell before, I treat it like a brand new listing. Fresh photos, updated marketing, and a strategy designed to reset the narrative. Because once you go back on the market, you don't get a do-over. You get a second chance done right. Here's the thing. Homes in Huntsville do sell. And when they don't, it's rarely the home's fault, it's the plan. That's why before relaunching, I take a deep dive into what happened last time. We review your pricing, timing, and marketing exposure, then rebuild a plan that hits harder from day one. Sometimes that means tweaking the price slightly. Sometimes it means simple presentation changes, better staging, brighter photos, tighter copy, and sometimes it's just about creating new momentum. So buyers see it as a fresh opportunity, not yesterday's listing. If your home didn't sell the first time and you're ready to relaunch with a proven strategy, let's talk. We'll sit down, walk through what happened, and build a plan that actually works for today's market. Or if you just like an honest assessment of what went wrong last time, I can review your past listing and give you direct feedback and no obligation. You can click the link in the description below to schedule your strategy call. I'm Steve Stinson here in Huntsville, Alabama, and if your home didn't sell the first time, let's make sure it does this time around.